Good afternoon, everybody. This is our mic check. If you can see us, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up so that we'll know everything is working properly, and we will start promptly at 3 o'clock. Good afternoon again, everybody. Welcome to our weekly update here in Dade County. My name is Carey Fauscett-Anderson. I'm the Public Information Officer for Dade County. And I want to welcome you again to the weekly update. We have a few guests today, so we'll get started in just a moment. Remember, if there's something you would like us to talk about, please email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. And thanks for coming to the right place for the right information. Today we'll be hearing from the Director of the Cherokee Regional Library System, Lecia Eubanks, the Director of Federal Programs, Capital Projects, and Safety for Dade County Schools, Josh Ingle. We will also be going over some things with County Executive Rumley. He will be discussing Lookout Lake Dam, Sunday sales, the millage rate, early voting, County Road 6, the Census, the Department of Driver Services, and COVID testing. So if you know somebody who would be interested in hearing from any of our guests today, go ahead and invite them to watch this live broadcast or start a watch party so you can hold your own discussion during the broadcast. Remember, you can also watch this later on Facebook or YouTube. Also, KWIN shares it to their radio and television station. So sharing the links to our video is also super easy, so make sure to help everybody get the right information. We will begin now with Josh Ingle from the Dade County School System.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Carey, for allowing me to be here and represent Dade County Board of Education and the school system. I have three quick items to update you on. August the 7th is getting closer, and if you listened to the board meeting the other day, we had, we've provided two options, in traditional school or the virtual learning. But those of you that are planning to attend traditional school, if you plan to ride a bus, would you please do us a favor and visit our website, dadecountyschools.org. And the very first image on the website is a bus registration. So for those of you that are planning to ride a bus, if you could complete that form for us online, that'll give us a pretty good head count, and it'll help our Director of Transportation kind of organize his transportation route. If you have any questions regarding that, you can contact me, Dr. Harris, or Director of Transportation, John Smith. I also want to thank our GEMA partners for providing masks. Mr. Smith just arrived back from Rome, Georgia. He picked up 2,000 masks and several thermometers today. GEMA is providing school districts in Georgia many supplies. There's a couple more rounds, but today was round 1, and Mr. Smith picked up the mask and those thermometers. And the last thing I want to say is, please take just a few moments and complete your census count. You can do that online at 2020census.gov. I know you've heard from Carey Anderson. I know she's been encouraging you to complete that. So today I want to encourage you to complete that as well. That's a lot of funding for everybody that completes that. That's a lot of funding for not just Dade County Schools, but Dade County in general. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me today. My name is Lecia Eubanks. I'm the director of the Cherokee Regional Library System. The Cherokee Regional Library System is a 2-county public library system, which includes Dade County. There's the one library here on the square. In Walker County, we have 3 branches in Rossville, Chickamauga, and Lafayette. I like to tell people when we're talking about a library system, what is a regional library system? And we know about public libraries, but what is a regional library system? I like to liken it to a school system. A school system has a central office where there's a superintendent and there's staff in that central office that helps take care of the schools. And our schools have principals. Well, our regional library system is much like that. I'm the director, and I've been there 31 years in that same library system. I have regional library staff members, and we support our public libraries. And our public libraries have managers. And I know all of you know the manager of the Dade County Public Library, Marshanna Sharp. In fact, I tell people that's my claim to fame, is that I hired Marshanna Sharp, I think it was about 18 years ago. And then 9 years later, I promoted her to manager. So I always feel like that's going to be a shining star in my crown one day, is the fact that I brought Marshanna Sharp to the library system here in Dade County. But let's talk a little bit about what the regional library does. I know you know what the Dade County Public Library does, because you see Marshanna and her staff and all the community events that she participates in and all the services that we provide. So I won't talk about those today because I know you know about those. But I would like to tell you maybe a little bit about what the region does to support Marshanna and her staff and the public library here in Dade County. First of all, we take care of all of the technology. I will give a little wink and a nod to Seth House because he helps us a lot in that area too. But we are responsible for all the technology that you see in the library, and we receive grant money. For the last 4 years, we've been receiving grant money to help us to replace that, and we couple some of that money with SPLOST dollars to make sure that our technology is current and up to date and working. So the regional library makes sure that the Dade County Public Library has what they need. We also order and catalog all the books that are on the shelves. No matter if they're donated, they still have to be processed and put on the shelf, or if they're brand new, they still have to come with processing and entered into our catalog. I will say Marshanna and her staff do an excellent job of selecting the materials, but we place the order at the region. We get them delivered to them. We have a courier service that brings books to them, brand new, or if they're donated materials, we get them processed and brought to them. Also, another huge function of the regional library system is grant writing, and the Dade County Public Library has received several grants in the last few years, some really great grants. And the one that we're right in the middle of right now is the Next Chapter grant. And I think you know a little bit about that. Maybe we'll come back one week and talk a little bit more about the Next Chapter grant. But the ideas usually spring forth from Marshanna. She's got a lot of great ideas. And from that point, then the regional library takes those ideas and we find a grant source for them. We write the grant, and really the hardest part from that point is administering the grant and actually executing the grant. And so the grant execution for that Next Chapter grant is going on here. A lot of the work's taking place in the region for that grant, but grant writing is huge because it helps supplement our budgets. And I think we couple really well with Marshanna and her ideas to get them to fruition. So we've also done the Capture Dade grant a few years ago, and many of you remember that one. We've also had some USDA grants in the past that have helped us with things in our library system. So grant writing is another thing that the regional library does to support the Dade County Public Library. And because the Dade County Public Library is part of a system, They have access to all the books in the Pine system in Georgia. And right now that count is about 10 million. Now, you've been in the Dade County Public Library. There's not enough room on the shelves for that many books. They've got about 34,000 on their shelves. But because we're part of the Pine system, you have access to 10 million books. All you need is your library card. You can place holds, and there is a courier service that delivers materials every day to the regional library in Lafayette, and then we have a courier that we pay to deliver the books here to Dade County and all of our other branches. So you get a lot of bang for your buck and have access to all those books, and you can place holds on them from home, or you can come into the library. We'll help you place those holds, but don't forget to take advantage of that. The regional library also does all the payroll functions and the HR functions for our branches, and we engage with our local library boards. Each of our libraries, much like Dade County Public Library, has their own local board, and the local boards then appoint to a regional board, and the regional board is the governing authority that sets all the policies. And you can start to see again how similar we are to a school system. The only thing that's different is we're not a taxing authority, whereas a school board has taxing authority and their board members are elected. Our board members are appointed, and there's no taxing. Now, we are dependent on taxing authorities for our support, but our boards are not governing. The governing board here in Dade County is not. It's a local advisory board. Most importantly, the job of the regional library is to empower our local public libraries, and I think that we give them everything they need in which to be successful in the communities where they exist. And the library in Dade County, I'll say, the staff, they know this community, they know what this community needs, and they do an excellent job of providing services. And so at the regional level, we just kind of make sure they have what they need. We support them, we're there for them, and we really give them the wind beneath their wings. So if you love your library, and I think you do because I know you love Marshana, but if you love your library and you love Dade County, there's something that you can do for Dade County in your library. You can take the census. I know you hear this a lot, but you heard me talk about the grants earlier. Well, I know the USDA grant, the portion of the match that we have to come up with, it's not 100% grant. They look at what tier you're on, and those tiers are determined by information they gather from those census. So if you want to help your library and you want to help Dade County, you can take the census. So while I'm going to say this next little paragraph, I want you to go get a pencil or a pen and write this down because it is super easy. And if you haven't taken your census by now, you have probably thrown away that letter you got in the mail. Maybe you threw away the postcard that came after the letter. That's okay. It's super easy. And here's what I want you to do. Write this down. If you have a computer or if you have a phone that has a data plan, just go to this website, 2020census.gov, 2020census.gov. They'll walk you through it. You just put your address in. They'll make sure, oh, nobody's taken the census at this address. Let's get started. It's really that easy. 10 questions later, maybe 12 questions later, you're done. There is no citizenship question on there. If you don't want to do it on your phone or if you don't have computer access, come to the library. We'll help you do it. We'll get you set up. You're out of there in 10 minutes. If you want to pick up your phone and make a phone call, this is really the easiest way because you're just answering questions. Someone on the other end will walk you through all the questions. You verbally tell them over the phone. And if you've got that piece of paper and pencil ready, that number is 844-330-2020. Let me tell you again, 844-330-2020. Just place that phone call. Just get it done. Mark it down. Check it off on your list. It will make such a difference. And the next time Carey reports, maybe she'll report that we're at that 60% mark here in Dade County. And if you want a little friendly competition, Walker County's at 56%. So it wouldn't take much if all of you watching and listening that have not done your census, if you will do that before the end of the day, maybe by next week, Carey can have a bigger percentage on the Dade County books. So I appreciate you guys letting me come and talk to you. And in a couple weeks, we're going to have someone else from the Dade County Public Library, maybe somebody you don't often see. We're going to try to rotate all of our staff in and out so you can kind of get a sense for what everybody does for the Dade County Public Library for you. Thank you.
What was the house day? Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Been a hot week since we talked last. I tell you what, it's hot out there today, and I got a few things we want to talk about. Start with, we're making a lot of progress on Lookout Lake Dam up there. We've had started Monday morning real early and shut the road down, and they've really put a lot of hours, a lot of time, and they're coming right along with it. We hope to start laying pipe this coming next Monday. That the crew should be in there, and then after that we'll start building the box culvert. So had a lot of rock. They've done a lot of actually demolition out there. They didn't shoot any dynamite or anything, but they've got some big ram holes out there, and so that's looking really good. The actual Sunday sales, there's some people called about that. As far as that will be coming up on our final reading at our next commission meeting. That the people of Dade County had voted that in back our last election, and so that will be, I think, the final reading of it at our next commission meeting, and that'll be the first Thursday, which is just a couple weeks off. Yeah, it's not. And of course, our July the 30th, we'll have our millage rate, our meeting pertaining to our millage rate. We will accept our millage rate. The millage rate's not going up. If anything, it's dropped just a little, just a fuzz, but which that's good news. That meeting will be, it's advertised to be at 6:30 in the evening. Normally we meet at 6:30. The school board's meeting at 6, and they come over and present theirs as far as collections. But this year will be they're going to extend theirs on. I don't know exactly what date. We hope to be able to accept their not accept their millage rate, but actually the collections of theirs back at our next meeting, which will be the first Thursday. But we'll if we'd known this, we could have actually had our meeting earlier, because it's only like a 10-minute meeting. It takes longer to call it to order than to do that, because it's just that's strictly all that's on the agenda, and we will accept our millage rate. So that's in the paper. And you're welcome to come if you want to come to it, or watch it live on our website. The early voting, it began Monday, and it will continue through Friday, August the 7th. You can vote Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. Fridays, 8 to 2 at the administrative building. Do you have a number roughly of how many's voted?
I think they're averaging about 40 or 50 a day.
That's pretty good. So, it's not bad, yeah. So Carey says about 40 or 50 a day is coming in, so that's really good. We do have our dislocated worker grant that Paula Stallings, she's actually have come in, and she's taking care of that. She's here 5 days a week. This has to be people that have been affected by the COVID-19. Your job has to have some kind of affiliation with that, and you come in and talk to her, and she'll take your application, fill it out. We've got some jobs, hopefully, that we can actually help people with. They're temporary jobs. They're about 4 months, right? Yeah, they're roughly 4 months, and it could lead into a permanent position. Some people, sometimes we do have people retire or whatever, but this would be good for you for about 4 months. Help you, either get called back to work or get back on your feet. Paula, you can call her at 657-4625, which is our office number here, area code 706. And by this time next week, we'll have her a phone, actually a cell phone that we're going to issue her, that you can call her on it. And, even after hours, maybe not too late, but she don't mind talking to you, and she can tell you the little details about what's going on and what you need to do. County Road 6, a lot of people will travel that every day, going up and down the mountain. That's something I talk about just about every one of my meetings, or when I'm talking to a group. That's something that just as soon as we get to a point of pulling off, I'm going to pull some of our crew off on the mountain, and we've got a lot of work to do there on that. We'll shut that road down. I don't look for it to be shut down until probably the second week, maybe in August, according to how we're doing out here on the mountain. And that will be a pretty major operation, as it was when we actually fixed the road up above there, the same road. We're going to do basically the same thing on a retainer wall. So just bear with us on that. We're keeping an eye on it. I don't feel like we're going to lose the road or anything. It's not gotten that bad, but it is a pretty good deal. So just bear with us on that, all you people that travel that. And that road will be fixed here in the next few months. Probably take us about a month. Well, that road will probably be shut down probably for a good 30 days. If not, maybe just a little bit longer to do that. But we'll keep you up on that. I want to mention the driver services, the Department of Driver Services. They were here Monday on the 20th, and they'll be here again on the 10th. they are working now supposedly by appointment only. Now that's what they said. I have had a lot of more complaints than I've had since they've been coming over here the other day when they were here, because a lot of people are calling these numbers and they're going online and they cannot get it to work. Just can't. And so these ladies over here and the men that are working for their driver services, of course, they work for the state of Georgia, but they were working with the people. They've got to take the appointments first. But they did explain to people, if you just wait, we will work you in. So don't leave. Don't just get mad and leave if they tell you that, because they will work you in. But I think they've got everything up and running. Where you can go online, and Carey's got a lot of information there about it too on our website, and got the number to call. Of course, I tried to call it myself, and I couldn't get through. And anyway, but now online you can actually go on and just ask a few simple questions, and so don't get aggravated too much if they come in and you can't get immediately waited on. They will help you. The census, we want to keep plugging that because that is a really important thing. As Miss Eubanks said, it's not only for the library but for all county government, our seniors. It really does affect the quantity of money, or the actual share of money that we get on a lot of things, on our grants and stuff. So try to do that. Try to take time and just fill out the census. Downstairs, they're really busy with our health department, staying busy. The testing is going wide open right now. Excuse me. From the time they open in the morning till they close, there's cars down there. Usually not over 4 or 5, but the other day it was really backed up. But they do run you through pretty quick. There's no cost to it. Stay in your car and just fill a small form out and then move on. But now the big complaint that I've had, if you call it a complaint, is the people actually getting results back. At first it was 3 to 5 days, and now there's some people waiting up to 14, 15 days or even longer to get your test results back. Well, the governor, from what I understand, he is actually bringing in another lab that they're signing out. I think the federal government really is doing this, and they're going to guarantee results in 48 hours. That hasn't started yet, from what I understand, but in the weeks to come, that's going to happen, because it only makes sense, if you actually, if you don't get your results back, so 10 to 14 days, quarantine's 14 days, so you could have it, go all the way through it, be at work, not even be notified, and that's just it's kind of defeating the purpose. So anyway, so hopefully, in the next few weeks, they'll be able to get some really quick turnaround times on your results. They are there, as I said, every day, Monday through Friday. And they start at 8:30 now, and they do close down at 12, or they stop taking patients. I'll go ahead and go into our report. The number of cases, of course, they're not going down; they're going up. We went from 79 last time we talked last week, and we are at 89 now. So we've increased 10, and actually, in reality, probably out of those 89, we've probably got between 15 and 16 people, that really actively have it in Dade County, because this number is actually, for those of you who haven't been watching this, these are numbers from day one. We've got one deceased in those numbers, back at the beginning. And so, in reality, we probably just looking at numbers and people we know that have actually, that are better and they're back out into the workforce, or the everyday lives. We've got probably roughly 15 in Dade County. Walker County, they went from 389, which was last week, and they're at 675. So they've had a pretty good increase there. Catoosa County, they went from 371 to 423. Chattooga County, they went from 84 to 101. Whitfield County, they were at 1,978, and now they're at 2,410. Now that's in a week's time. That's a 7-day. It's been 7 days since we talked. Gordon County, they went from 598 to 723. Floyd County went from 784 to 905, and there's still 1,917 unknown counties. That's addresses that's not been tied to the counties. So far in Georgia, we've had 3,335 deaths. That's up from 3,091 a week ago. Now this is pretty kind of shocking, I guess you'd call it, or whatever information, but this is real. Carey actually printed this off. But since yesterday in the state of Georgia, just yesterday, we've had 3,314 cases, 81 deaths, and 428 hospitalizations. That's since yesterday. That's right, isn't it, Carey? I'm reading that right.
That is directly on their website.
That's directly on the website. That's a big boost right there. Moving to Tennessee, right now they have 84,417 confirmed cases throughout the state. That's up from 69,061. Good thing about that is they do have 49,748 recovered, that people have recovered. So that's they do give the recovery rates here, and that does, if you take that away from the 84,417, that'll give you a number. Hamilton County, they went from 4,137 to 5,098 in Hamilton County in 14 days. Right now they have 1,714 active cases. They've had 2,769 recoveries. They've had 49 deaths. That's in Hamilton County. Marion County, they went from 120 to 170. They have 55 active cases out of that 170, and they have 76 recoveries with 4 deaths. Grundy County, they went from 78 to 88, and they have 14 active cases with 58 recoveries and 2 deaths. Sequatchie County, they went from 69 to 82 in 14 days. They have 25 active cases with 43 recoveries. Midge County, they went from 30 to 75. I'm sorry, they went from 54 to 75. They have 30 active and 31 recoveries. Bradley County, they went from 1,233 people of confirmed cases to 1,511. That's in Bradley County, with 445 active and 831 recovered cases and 8 deaths. Moving to Alabama, in Jackson County, which is one of our neighbors, they went from 515 a week ago, and they're at 613. 515 to 613, and they have 3 deaths. They've had 227 cases reported. These are active cases in 14 days. DeKalb County, they went from 1,185 cases to 1,407 cases in 14 days. They've had 9 deaths, and they've actually, if you look at 14 in a 14-day period, that's 552 cases in 14 days. So that's, DeKalb County and Jackson both are moving on that. Just try to wear your mask. Try to do the social distancing. Be careful, at church, at your funerals, or especially in the grocery stores or anywhere you go and shop. And of course, a lot of our counties, a lot of our states around us, have actually mandated masks. And remember that. Keep them in the car with you, even though you're kind of anti-wearing them. If you go to Chattanooga now, or even go to Fort Payne or DeKalb County, those states have mandated it. And so that means, you get out of the car, unless you're exercising, running, or whatever, or you have a physical problem, you're supposed to have a mask on. And so just keep that in mind and try to be safe. We got any questions?
We do, but I have some announcements first, events.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll do questions.
That's good. Okay.
So we do have a question or two, and we'll answer those in a moment, but we do have some general announcements that we want you to know about, some events coming up. The City of Trenton is having their Cia Truck event, so they'll be handing out backpacks this Saturday, at the Dade County High School, starting at 10 o'clock, and they will go until they're out. That is the same thing that they've referred to in the past as their Touch-A-Truck, but with COVID-19 mandates or social distancing preferences. There will be no touching of the trucks this year, but you can drive by and see them and get out, get a backpack, and you may also have an opportunity to fill out your census. Also, this Saturday, Rising Fawn Church of God is having a backpack handout from 9 to 12. Next Monday, this one's really important, next Monday at Dade Elementary School, from 2 to 4, the mobile pantry will be here. So if you need information on that, you can give us a call or check out our website. The mobile pantry will be here next Monday at Dade Elementary School. And next Wednesday at the Dade County Library will be the food handouts, the weekly food handouts for our school-age children from 12 o'clock until 2 o'clock. You can find all of that and more on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov. The first question we have is actually for Director Eubanks for the library. And someone would like to know how if you're sanitizing books, and if so, how.
That's an excellent question. And the guidelines say that really letting them air out is the best way to sanitize them. So we're not cleaning our books. What we do is we have a rotation where we don't reshelve a book. We wait 24 hours before it's even put back in. So if you come in and you return materials, they will not go back on the shelf until probably 2 days later. So we'll shelve them the very next day. So we've looked at the guidelines, and that's what they state, is that really just letting them air out is the best way to sanitize materials.
And the last one is for the last question is for Commissioner Rumley. So if you want to come back around, they're asking, Lookout Dam, how long is Fondant going to be closed?
Well, the job was estimated to take 2 months, but if we keep going like we're going right now, we'll finish that thing and have it opened up probably by the middle of August. But it's hard to, with the weather, if it works with us like it's doing right now, and we're getting in long days, it's going to go good. So yeah.
And that's it.
But 2 months is what our projected time was as far as the actual. We were figuring weather, and anything bad happening. So, but we want to get it open as well as everybody else, So, yeah. Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Appreciate everyone watching us, and we'll see you next week. And call 667-8999-423. That's my cell number if you have any questions. Thank you.